Looking for a clever new pocket to try in your junk journal? Well, this flap tuck design uses 2 sets of book pages to create hidden layers with a flap that tucks behind a strip that also serves as a belly band for extra storage. Perfect for journaling cards, tags, or secret notes. Stick around to see how it all comes together with a little Joie de Fi inspiration and a butterfly that demanded a do-over. Hi, it's time once again for coffee, crafting, and cats with the Ginger Cat Lady. I'm Pam, and Harley is probably off rejecting my paper choices again. Today we're turning 2 sets of book pages into one flap pocket that looks like something way more complicated, but I promise it's easier than it looks. For this project, you're going to need a book or some old book pages, a craft knife, some good strong glue. I like my Barely Arts. Some glue stick. I prefer Yoo-hoo. A pencil and a good pair of scissors. Let me get this all cleared out of the way and we will get started. Okay, so before we can actually start building our pockets, there's a bit of prep work that we need to do first. I started by gluing 2 book pages together. This makes the pocket sturdier for tags and journaling cards that'll be taken in and out of it later. We will do this twice for each pocket. One will be the main piece, and the other will be trimmed down to create the pocket and belly band. Then I'll use my craft knife to remove the glued sets of pages from the book. Then I trimmed a little of the white border off the sides, top and bottom, just to clean it up and make layering it a little bit easier and to knock back some of that white. From one of the glued sets, I trimmed off about 1/3 of the height. That smaller piece is going to become the belly band section. I then trimmed a thin strip off of that smaller piece. Next, I glued the 2/3 size piece onto the bottom of the full page set. This becomes the pocket. Then to shape the flap a bit more neatly, I took a ruler and measured about 1 centimeter in from the side edges of the flap piece. I lined the ruler up with the corner where the pocket meets the main piece and that 1-inch mark and drew a slanted line on each side. Then I trimmed along those lines just enough to narrow the flap slightly so it would tuck in nicely behind the belly band. After that, I creased the top of the full-size page, about 1/2 inch above where the pocket ends, and folded it down to create the flap. Then I added glue to just the side edges of the belly band and carefully positioned it so the bottom edge of the flap tucks behind it. Just be sure you don't accidentally glue the belly band to the flap. To keep the belly band clean while I inked, I slid a scrap piece of paper underneath it. Just a quick masking trick so the stenciling wouldn't sneak onto the background. Then I grabbed a Tim Holtz stencil from Stampers Anonymous and added texture using tea-dye distress ink and a blending brush, just enough to warm it up. For the collage, I used a piece of coffee-dyed paper, a torn bit of map from an old encyclopedia, one of my zigzag stitched strips, a label, a postage stamp, and a craft paper butterfly. I will link everything down below. I then inked everything, glued it down across the belly band, and finally reached for my splatter stamp and more tea-dyed ink to add a messy finish across the whole piece. course, it then went straight into my ideas journal because let's be honest, that thing's basically a scrapbook of my crafting brain. It's where all of my half-formed ideas, happy accidents, and what if I just tried this moments live. And this flat pocket fits right in. After I finished the Buzzer Xerox transfer page right here, I looked back at the flat pocket and realized it felt a little underdressed. So I gave it a few upgrades. A number label, a washi tape strip, and yes, I gave that butterfly a full Distress Watercolor Pencil makeover to tie it all together. That butterfly used to clash? Not on my watch. If you had fun crafting along with me today, don't forget to come back on Friday. I'll be using watercolor pencils to add vibrant colors to the die-cut flowers we made on Monday, and showing you how I use them in a real journal layout. And if you enjoyed this project, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps more crafters find our cozy little corner of the internet. And if you're still feeling in a pockety kind of mood, check out this video right here. For L is for library pockets. It's one of my favorites, and I bet you'll love it too. And as always, may your scraps be endless and your glue never dry. See you in the next one. Bye.